Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I'm doing a multi-part series on if MSC Yacht Club is worth it or not, and this is part two. If you want, like and subscribe to the video. You know, I'm not a travel agent. I have no agenda to push. I'm not trying to make money off of this because obviously at the time I have 10 subscribers. I just want to document my own traveling process. I love blogging and making videos and things like that. So it's just complete hobby for me. So it's just completely just straightforward information of what I went through. So MSC Yacht Club, is it worth it or not? And I'm gonna cover on this video the disembarkation because that's a big part of it, right? Because with Yacht Club, you have priority embarkation and disembarkation. So with MSC on how it works, disembarkation starts at 7:30 and 7:30 in the morning. And for those people and those of you that just like to carry on everything and just walk to your room with all your luggage, that's you. Like maybe you don't have a lot of luggage or you just have a backpack or something. You want to get off at 7:30 because you don't need to wait for your bags. Now, if you do have a bag and if you check a bag, which is going to be like 90% of you guys, then what they do is they call you by deck number. So it starts at 8 o'clock and then like every 30 minutes or so, a different deck goes. To be honest, with MSC, it is an absolute chaos. Especially if you want to compare it with like Royal or something like that has your own cruise terminal. Now, I'm not going to blame MSC one bit on this because they don't have their own cruise terminal. And I'm talking about Miami and US sailings. So in Miami, you're going to be either like terminal A, not A because A is Royal Caribbean. You're going to be like B, C, sometimes you're like E or F when prior to the sailing, like when you leave the port, you're at like port C. Sometimes you can end up at F. I mean, I've experienced that a couple times. So just be aware of that. But it just takes a really, really, really long time to get off unless you know what you're doing or unless you're diamond. So I'm going to explain this to you. So if you just want to take all your stuff off, you can leave at 7:30. You'll be the first ones to get off. So it shouldn't be that bad. Now with 2 kids, I can't do that. So with Yacht Club, there's a video that I took of me. I wore a camera. So just from start to finish from Yacht Club, like if you're in Yacht Club, there's a butler. You have your own butler and they'll like escort you from the top sail lounge, which is like Yacht Club's like main lounge. That's exclusive to Yacht Club members. And they'll escort you down and you'll pass a bunch of people, just waiting to disembark, and probably saved us on this last sailing about an hour. Now, if you're not Yacht Club, they're going to have you in wait in like a waiting area, like in one of the big congregate areas where like a dining room or something, depending on what deck level you are. And then you'll get called as your time comes up because you'll still have to vacate your room. Another thing with Yacht Club on the disembarkation, you can stay in the room pretty much as, you don't have to vacate it by 7 o'clock or 7:30 like the other rooms. You can stay there till like 8:30 and then chill at the top sail lounge, like have a cocktail, mimosa, whatever, until your butler comes, and then your butler will be like, hey, are you ready to go? Do you want to go now? You want to just wait a little bit, just chill here a little bit? It's really up to you. And you'll just go straight down, cut through all those people waiting in line and just go to the very, very front. But once you're at the front of the ship, everything else is the same. So you still have to wait at the terminal. That's going to be another solid 15, 20 minutes. Obviously, if you don't have your passport and all that crap in order, then you're going to wait longer as well. Which brings me to another point. If you don't have a passport, you should definitely get a passport because they have facial recognition and you can just bypass. You can just pretty much go through the line if you have a passport. If you don't, it's going to make things a lot more difficult for you. So in terms of disembarkation and Yacht Club, is it worth it? I'm going to say absolutely. And the video speaks for itself. And, it's not... Obviously, if you guys are watching this, if you're not sailing Yacht Club, then it's either going to do one or two things for you. It's going to make you angry and be like, hey, that's not fair. Or it's going to make you want to be like, hey, I want to book Yacht Club because it's worth it. Now, this is just one aspect out of many aspects of Yacht Club. And it's pretty exclusive. It's a very small part of the ship. Like the MSC Seascape and the Seashore, it's a large ship. It holds 5,800 passengers. And out of that 5,800, a very, very small number are Yacht Club. And so it's pretty exclusive. They call it a ship within a ship. And it's the only way they're able to give priority to like certain members. Now, I'm also a diamond member. So I've done 6 MSC sailings total. Just got off of one 2 weeks ago. With MSC, I did 4 Yacht Club sailings and 2 non-Yacht Club sailings. And one of the non-Yacht Club sailings, I was a diamond member. So if you're a diamond member, you have a designated time. You can't pick and choose your time, but you can be one of the first ones off, even if you're staying on the upper deck. So even if you're not an 8 o'clock time slot, you'll have to go to the 8 o'clock time slot if you want priority disembarkation. And by priority disembarkation, it's not really priority disembarkation. You just get that 8 o'clock time slot instead of, you could be 10:30 time slot if you're on like deck 15, 16. So hopefully that clears things up, and hopefully that answers some questions about disembarkation and getting off the ship. If you're in Miami, it's one of the biggest ports and the busiest ports, and MSC doesn't have their own cruise terminal. So just be prepared. I mean, if you look on Facebook groups, things like that, a lot of the complaints are because of the cruise port, not so much the other stuff. It's like, man, everybody complains about MSC's disembarkation process. Honestly, I don't think it's their fault. Just imagine, doing a sailing that it's not your designated terminal. It could change. And just to let you guys know, the disembarkation, it's not MSC employees, it's the cruise terminal employees. So you might see some differences in the way you are treated. But honestly, this is what you should do to have like the most easiest process on getting off board. So you definitely want to check in your bags. You don't want to carry it off. I mean, that's a lot of carrying. So you go off at your designated time. You walk off the boat and get to the cruise terminal. You just have your personal belongings with you, like a book bag or something. Don't check in, or don't carry your big bags with you. They take that overnight and they'll set it at the station. So once you get off and you arrive at the cruise terminal where all the bags are, you'll see all these people dressed in white with like dollies there to help you. This is what you do. They're there to help you out. And yes, they work for tip. I'm pretty sure they work for tip. So man, I don't know, if you park really far away, just like have $20 ready. And if you didn't park that far, just waiting for a taxi or whatever, then $10. But you just ask for their help. Don't even need to touch your bags. You just raise your hand. I mean, they're so eager to help you. Just say, hey, can I get some assistance? They say, of course. Man, they'll load up all your bags on the dolly. You don't even have to touch it. We parked at Cruise Terminal C the last time, and that's quite a walk. And of course, I'm just like, hey man, I make it worth your while. Are you willing to walk us to our car? And he said, of course. And yeah, I mean, he walked us all the way to our car, unloaded, even offered to load the car for us, but we had to like move things around, so we didn't go that far. And we took him $30, and I think that would be worth his while. Talked to him on the way. He's 19-year-old, loves the city, small talk, things like that. I mean, $30 an hour for a 19-year-old kid, I think that's pretty good. On the flip side, man, I would have probably paid like $100 to like lug like 4 bags of luggage and my 2 kids with my wife. It's just been impossible. The alternative is you can just, if you don't want to tip anyone or spend any money or whatever, and if you park at the cruise terminal, you just bring your bags right outside where everyone gets dropped off. Don't try to lug all your crap all the way to the parking deck, which is across the street. Just leave everything where people get dropped off. Leave your wife and your kids or whatever there with all your luggage. Just take whatever, like your book bag or whatever, just nothing with you. Walk across the street to the parking deck, get the car, and then pick everyone up and just park right where everyone gets dropped off. That's going to be the next easiest thing. We've done that a couple times too. But hands down, the easiest thing is not touching your bags at all. Just having the guys at the cruise terminal help you out. So with Yacht Club, you could absolutely get off the boat within, I don't know, like 30 minutes or so, without having to touch a single bag, and just making it seamless. And hopefully that helps you out, you know. And I'm not saying that you have to do Yacht Club to have a good experience. You don't, you know, but difference between Yacht Club and sailing or regular sailing, whether you're Diamond member or not, Yacht Club is really for like true relaxation. They're there to wait on you hand and foot. Like you said, the whole premise of it is like having your own butler. MSC is an Italian cruise line. I think if you're an American and if you live in the States, it's kind of foreign to us, like having a butler or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's like a culture to have things like that. Honestly, I think it's quite nice. And it's an experience that I don't think other cruise lines offer. Like I know Norwegian does the Haven, but you know, and Royal Caribbean has the suites, but I don't think it's up to the point of what MSC does, especially for the price point. MSC has been really good on price for everything, so I'll cover that in another video. But for disembarkation process, I would say Yacht Club is 100% worth it. If you have any questions or anything, just feel free to comment down below. I would love to interact and answer any questions for you. Like I said, it's my sixth MSC cruise with my wife and 2 kids, and planning on a lot more. I mean, 100%, I'm gonna go on another one because we won a free cruise at the casino. So I'll cover that as well in another video. Thanks.